So what is this? How long have we had it? And what are we going to do to stop it? All that and more coming up. So as you see right above my head, that is the current federal spending clock. The federal debt clock, I should say. The federal debt clock. We are currently at $36 trillion. But when did all this start? I mean, that must have taken eons to get to $36 trillion. That's just an astronomical number. Well, yes and no. It all started back in 1791, just after the Revolutionary War, when we had people funding our portion of the war from like France, you know. It was at the tune of 25 million, roughly. It was about 25 million. And back then, that was an astronomical amount of money. And that money just kept growing and growing, and it would shrink and grow and shrink and grow and shrink and grow and shrink and grow. But the real question now is, well, when did it reach $1 trillion? So from 1791, you're going to love this. On October 13th, 1981, we reached $1 trillion in debt. That's 190 years. So it took 190 years to go from 25 million to $1 trillion, 1981. We're at 36. So in 43 years, we gained $35 trillion. And if you don't quite understand what $1 trillion looks like, well, here's an example that I always thought was quite interesting. If you spent $1 million every single day from the day Jesus was born, you still wouldn't have spent $1 trillion. And we're 36 of those in the hole. So I want to show you this webpage called USNationalDebtClock.org. Real quick. It gives you the whole breakdown of everything. There's a couple things I want to point out to you real quick. Let's take a look at that. All right, so I wanted to point out a couple things. This is the US Debt Clock from the USDebtClock.org, and I'll put a link in the description down below. But right over here, I want you to see this. So here's our national debt. Keeps ticking away. But right here, debt per citizen, $107,145. That's every citizen of the United States. That's what we're in debt to the tune of. The debt per taxpayer, $323,046. Every taxpayer, that's what you owe. That's what we're going to pass on to the next generation. It's just like any other debt. Yeah, it's like any credit card or car loan or whatever. You know, any debt that you acquire, you're going to end up owing interest on. Tons and tons of interest, which is why the debt clock keeps growing. We'll look at that here in just a second. Let's go back. Yeah, as you can see, it's just growing and growing and growing. That's pure interest. That's all interest. And, well, okay, well, how are we going to fix it? Well, there is no real fix for $36 trillion. But that doesn't mean we don't not try. Which is where that number comes into play. Because that number is the only number on that entire web page of numbers getting higher and higher that's actually growing, but in the opposite direction. Supposedly, that number is saving us that much money. So we got $72 billion, almost $73 billion that supposedly the Department of Government Efficiency has saved the U.S. taxpayer in the last 2 weeks. Now, if you take that number and you just stop it, not a penny gets spent. And if we were to be able to save the taxpayer $72 billion, let's say in a year, every year, without growing that number, $72 billion a year, it would still take us 500 years to pay that number off. And then, of course, you have all the people that are complaining about, well, Elon Musk and Doge are just taking advantage of the system, and they're cutting out things that are going to affect you know, the working class and the people that are struggling in this country, and that's, I don't believe that to be true. I don't believe that entitlement programs like Social Security and Medicaid, Medicare, Section 8, things like that are going to get on the chopping block. I don't believe that because, you know, why would they? Too many people depend on that kind of stuff. And there's so much more that needs to be cut where, you know, entitlement programs don't have to be, you know, messed with at all. I'm really eager to see how the rest of 2025 is going to play out because there's a lot going on. We got, you know, tariffs going on all over the place. We got countries that aren't too happy, but, you know, they're falling in line, so to speak. No, but seriously, if we don't do something about this, my kids, my grandkids, moving, my great grandkids, and so forth and so on, long after I'm gone. I mean, what are we leaving them? What are we doing for them? We're it's just like if you know, I have my personal debt, and if it's like in the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and something happens to me and I'm dead, that debt goes to my family. It just doesn't go away. It moves on to the people that I love, and now they're stuck with it along with their own issues. So I'm really curious to see how the Doge and Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are going to be able to do this. You know, 72 billion in 2 weeks. Let's see what 4 years looks like. Let's see if we can drop $1 trillion. 2 trillion. 2 trillion. Let's do 2 trillion. Hey, you guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think, because I think we're onto something here. I think we need to just keep moving forward on this Doge thing. And we need to keep paying attention to the prices at the supermarket, too, because supposedly this is all supposed to make America great again. And tariffs are supposed to make America great again. And I want to think that the wage that I make right now, which used to be a really good wage, is going to someday get its value back, and it's going to be worth something again. Because right now, the dollar is in the tank. It's tanked. The dollar has to get its value back somehow. I mean, are we ever going to, you know, be able to acquire this American dream? Yeah. It's funny how people come over here from other countries because they want to acquire the American dream when us Americans can't even acquire the American dream. It's quite a sham. It's just a scam is what it is. All right, so leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you guys think that the Doge is going to make America great again, or if they're on the right path, or if they're just going to make things much worse. So do me a favor, like my video and subscribe to my channel. The algorithm would really love you, and so would I. And with all that, I'm going to let you go. And these are my thoughts. You guys have a great night.